What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Have everybody safe and sound. Fire battle. I'm back with another one. Arsonal, the Rebel versus Iron Solomon. I think this was a very good battle. I watched it a lot of times. And the more I watched it, the harder it was to judge this, in my opinion, who really won. So, especially when it came down to the third, that's how good this battle was to me, in my opinion. Definitely has replay value. Definitely something that's going to be talked about, and I can guarantee it's going to have a lot of views, maybe even a little over 1 million views. So, let's get right into it. That's what you want to hear. Let's get it. Okay. Arsonal won the coin toss, so Iron Solomon is up first. What I'm going to do is, and I always do, this is a brief recap. I just go by impact from both MCs. I go by the most, the hottest things they say, haymakers, the schemes, everything that stands out. That's what I'm going to mention here. Okay, so Iron Solomon, round one. He says, my pen, when he starts off, when his opening, he got something where he says, my pen ultimate line. I think that stood out. I think that was fire. He flipped Arsonal's slogan. I think that was cool. He had a line where he said, I'm the gift shop. You had to see me on your way out. That was a fire line. That was a good angle. He said, can't ride around without 4 slogans. That was can't ride around without 4 slogans. I think that was a cool line. Holding up signs, bus route line. That was tough. Pat Stay and Big K, biggest wigger line. I think that was cool. The Tay Rock cooking your angle haymaker scheme. That was a haymaker. That was a haymaker. That really stood out. It had an impact. Acting like you riding hard, like a jerk off about the skeet. That was a fire line. Flying out the D angle. That was a fire line. That whole scheme he put in there was fire. 2-man never seen a body. That was fire. That pizza oven scheme. Pizza on the side like a cheating husband. That whole connection. That was a haymaker right there. Like a cheating husband. That was fire. That was a haymaker right there. Definitely had impact. Chick gotta face me, repercussion line, open up your mind like a deep discussion. That was like a double haymaker right there. So this is all the hottest things that stood out in Iron Solomon's round. I think he definitely had the aggression. I think he was definitely ready to match disrespect with Arsonal and beat him on his own level. Okay, Arsonal's up next. First round. Solomon girl, Rakishi, bar was hot. She gonna fuck a nigga. Dashiki line. Now she speaking Swahili line. That was fire. As soon as he sunbathed, knocked the tan off him line was fire. I think that was pretty good. Ring at you. I'm gonna let this ring at you. Did that mean we engaged? That was a haymaker. It was very complex. So I rated that as a haymaker. Everybody arms extended. We doing Zumba. That was fire. Aiming at your sunroof. When I push one button, we'll peel him back. Fire line. That was real tough. That stood out. Beat iron with the handle like a swordsmith. That was a fire line. And that Solomon Hill line. That was a haymaker. From rating this first round, I gotta say, I'm gonna give it to Iron Solomon the first round. I think Iron Solomon had more fire moments. I think he had less dry spots. I think Arsonal had more dry spots than Iron Solomon. And I overall think that Iron Solomon, had more aggression and he outperformed Arsonal and had the material the first round. So Iron Solomon, round 1. Round 2, Iron Solomon up again. He got the G-Man floors flashbacks. That was a hot line. He had the bus driver angle. That was fire. Florida flip-flopping red and blue angle, fire. He had a Rubik's Cube angle twisted, that was fire. Baby girl brain tumor scheme, that was a disrespectful bar, that was fire. Put the ox in a tenderly, the whole chivalry line, that was fire. Finger fuck the whole entirely, I'm adding insult to injury, that was a haymaker. Baby wipes line, fire, was disrespectful. Arse pin average scheme, fire. Hitman holla pin tied for worse, fire. And one more, Nigel needs another 2 years to write for me. Of course he's talking about Holla the Dawn, that's Hollow's government, Nigel. Overall, Solomon had fire round, second round. I think he his aggression and his disrespect was even more intense than the first, but I think his first he had way more creative and complex material than the second. So we go up to Arsonal. He got to he comes out with a Hitler line, word to Hitler, I can't stand you, so I'm gonna concentrate on your camp now. That was fire. He had a Durant line, cool. My Ruger's German, I'm laid Adolf, that was a haymaker. Stab you in the chest and kick the handle till it break off, that was fire. My mind demented angle, that was fire. I think the whole statue scheme was fire. Disrespect scheme was fire. Logo thing. OJ Simpson, that was a haymaker. I like the way he put that together. Spin the dreidel line was fire. You let this germ in. He ain't my amigos. I offset you. That was a haymaker too. That was very creative. That was tough. Divorce appeal scheme, Israel scheme, that was a haymaker. Overall, in the second round, Arsonal, and this was close too, but Arsonal, I think his angles was more creative. I think his aggression was a little bit too much for Iron Solomon. I think, the way he his flow and his delivery was better. And I think he basically took this second round. I think he had better material. So I'm giving Arsonal the second round. So it's up 1-1. And it comes down to the third round, which was, like I said, this was the hardest round for me to judge. Very, very difficult because they both was on their A game and they both performed well. So let's get into Iron Solomon's bars. He got bar slipping, got a room with Adi Boom. He was getting at Sue Surf. Okay, can't fuck with my pedestal. One dimensional scheme was fire. He can't condone a man writing rounds about another man's balls. He was talking about Charlie Clips. He took a few shots. I think that was fire. The whole Pythagoras square angle, he put that together. I think that was a haymaker. He a goat that eat everything. That was a fire scheme. He faked a choke. Like he started looking at his phone. But he was playing. But everybody thought he was serious, and that was clever. And I think that had an impact. I got muscle that bare arms like a shirt with no sleeve. That was fire. And then I think one more really big thing that stuck out for Iron Solomon was he said more grapes. He said if I catch your click, it'll be more grapes popped in the mouth than a toga party. I think that was a haymaker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the whole scheme, but it was a haymaker. Okay, so these was the highlights of Iron Solomon's third round. For some reason, I thought the third rounds was short. For some reason, I don't know. Arsonal comes up. He got a 7 heaven scheme. That was fire. He had a whole scheme about Iron Solomon's daughter, put piranhas in her bath, kidnap your daughter. That line was fire. You want these shells to kill the kid like the morning after scheme. That was a haymaker. That was creative. You got to water the iron down for it to get hot scheme. That was fire. He was basically exposing Iron Solomon. That was fire. Leonardo Inception bar, that was a haymaker. I'm not even saying the whole thing, but it's complex and it was very creative. Okay, that was a haymaker right there. And Shoot, what else he got? Oh, his Sawed Off Being Heavy Metal. That's a Limp Bizkit. That was a fire line. So, like I said, this was the hardest round for me. But, looking at the lyrics, giving it like a breakdown of the hottest things they said, performance, their aggression, I think, Arsonal took the third. I think Arsonal edged it. I think he was a little bit more disrespectful, even though Iron Solomon was very, very disrespectful. So it is what it is. I got Arsonal 2-1. This was a very close battle. This is Quest Legends from the Slums Project. This is the longest recap I ever did, man. Mass 3 Kotd. It's Quest Legends, the Slums Project, FLKNT. I'm out.